are talking Season 9, Episode 4, True Killers. Up front, I want to say we had a message this week that that they're kind of bummed out that we do our show on the day that the new episode airs. And they're right. That's a really bad move. So Chris and I have been trying to figure it out. It was a scheduling conflict we had, but we tried to work it out. So here's what we're going to do. Tonight is the last Tuesday night show. We are going to come back on Thursday. So the day after the new episode airs, we will be right here on Get Vocal recording the new episode. So either Thursday night or Friday morning, the new episode is going to hit. So you're right. We should have done that from the beginning. It just was a little bit tricky. Here, I'm going to see if I can see who it is so I can even credit them for being awesome and telling us that. Of course, my site does not want to open.
So that's okay.
Here we go. Yeah, it was Christy Morris. Why is this a week after the show? So bummed. We needed a podcast that is current. You know what? You deserve a podcast that's current. That's current.
Is about the
That's
effort.
what we're doing. And we will stick with it for the entire season. We only have a few left, unfortunately. It's very strange. But here's the other thing. I am stepping it up. Today I posted a meme. I'm going to start trying to post something every day to make it worth going to our Facebook page, worth going to our Twitter feed. And if you, as the followers, as the fans, want to post anything, post it in there. Let's get conversation going. I would love it if people were talking about the episode. So that's going to help too. I'll put up when we post the show, we'll put up a discussion thread for that episode. And actually, I'll do it tomorrow. Is tomorrow Wednesday? I'll do it tomorrow for tomorrow night's episode. So after you guys watch it, if you want to discuss the episode, Chris and I will talk about it on the show when we record on Thursday. And I got one more piece of business. So if you are, I got to pull this up too. If you live tweet during the show, if you're a fan of ours and you like to watch the show while it's happening and you live tweet and you get in conversation with people, reach out to us because Chris and I cannot do that, but we would love to have somebody live tweeting from the Disturbed Twitter feed. So if you want to join the team, if you're somebody who is into doing that, please reach out. You can send an email to disturbedpod@gmail.com, or you can send it to Southgate Media Group @gmail.com. That might actually be a better place, or write it in the thread on the show and just say like, hey man, I am into doing live tweeting of the show. I'd love to join the team. And we'll pick the person we think is right and we'll make it happen. There we go. Chris, you ready to talk about this one?
I am ready.
Let's introduce ourselves. I'm Rob Southgate. You can follow me on Twitter @rsouthgate. More importantly, follow Disturbed. Follow @DisturbedPod and @DisturbedPodcast. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram, I think. So in other words, I don't use Instagram for that. But you can follow @RobSouthgate on Instagram, and that's where you'll find my stuff. Chris, how about you?
Great. I'm Chris now. I can be found at Blue Box Cafe or Blue Box Cafe 176 on social media. Also, GeeksCon with a Z. And also follow us on all of our Disturbed or Southgate Media Group stuff, too. So,
yeah. I want to put some more stuff up on like our Facebook page, not just memes from the show, but maybe since we have a lot of horror fans here, maybe putting some more horror stuff there. It's a great month to get that conversation going. And I know like we were on Crypt Keeper. She had us on for an interview. I know that there are a lot of fans there. Let's talk about horror or something. So I'll start posting some stuff there. Chris, if you got anything you want to post, feel free. And, we'll start talking about some horror stuff, even outside of American Horror Story. So, Chris, this was True Killers.
yes.
Some of our predictions were right.
Yes, they were. So,
What happened? What happened?
well, it's very shocking. So I don't know, but we did get some stuff right. And there, again, it's another tell all about people's backgrounds. We finally got a little bit about Montana's background.
Yeah, we got Margaret's.
Got a little bit of Margaret's background, which
We totally called Margaret. We
and
totally
I
called it.
And I called Montana's, I thought. Did we not discuss that? I was talking with my wife about it.
I don't think you called that it was going to be that, but remember at the end of the last episode, she kissed him. I think we were just like, yeah, this is going to evolve into something. I don't think we went into the prediction. So did you predict
her? But I thought it was like how she was going to be tied in with wanting to get her killed.
Maybe you did. I don't remember.
That, I mean, I think we were just talking about, or maybe I speculated after we were done. But I mean, I thought, what's the tie-in going to be? Why is she going to be wanting Brooke dead? And it was because of the wedding. Obviously, they put it in there, and that the best man was her brother. Now, how did they not know that, or how was that? How was she?
So, do you think they're going to flip the cards, and we're going to find out that she actually did sleep with him?
I don't know. Possibly. Who knows?
I think that's what's going to happen.
Probably.
I think we're being set up that she's like the final girl, that she's a good girl, and everything, and that she's a victim here.
And then she totally.
Yeah, and I think I think as we go forward, we're going to see the night before the wedding, and she is evil.
Yeah. That'd be good.
And maybe she's setting all this stuff up too.
Well,
maybe she's
Mr. Jingles is a good guy. How about the end result? He's awesome.
Okay, but didn't we call that too? We said Margaret was the one that did it. Maybe Jingles didn't do anything, and we didn't have it completely right. We didn't say, oh, well, he had electroshock therapy and they put it into him, but they did.
Yeah,
she manipulated this guy. I love that he got up after she killed him. I loved it. He's like Jason though. He's like superhuman. Richard Ramirez took a knife and stabbed down his back, and he still got up and killed Ramirez.
Right.
Kind of.
Wow.
And then
allegedly.
He's stabbed in the back. He gets shot 3 times. Pop, pop, pop. Gets up.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, they once again pulled liberally from other stories in this one. I mean, even they went as far as they pulled a Pulp Fiction on us. So
they did with the needle.
Yes.
Yeah. And Martha I watched it with Martha, and she's just like, "Oh my God, no!" And I said, "Well, you saw this in Pulp Fiction." She goes, "Yeah, but he has he was stabbed through there, so it's like right into the sore." Ow!
That scene in Pulp Fiction is one of my favorite, just because the roommate's in back and she's all stoned with all the, she's just like stoned and she's watching the whole thing like just this macabre, scene in front of her.
It's a great scene.
She's just like, oh yeah,
yeah. No, that's an absolutely great scene.
That's where I felt sorry for Eric Stoltz getting bounced from Back to the Future, because he actually could act.
Right.
And it's like, oh well, maybe you don't have the charisma that Michael J. Fox had, but you couldn't have been that bad. But no, but they did. They pulled some great ones. Now I can't remember at the end where Ramirez kind of gets brought back to life, or they do the levitation.
How about that? He's laying there, and didn't it totally look like an alien abduction?
That's the Crow. That's what that's from.
That's the Crow.
I was watching with Kathleen, and I go, I don't know what movie that's from. That's the Crow. Now I just
what's really funny about that? Earlier, when he walked in, when she called him Rambo, there was a shot where he looked up and his hair was kind of down.
Oh, yeah.
And
the Crow look. Yeah.
That was what I was like, oh, is he supposed to be like the Crow? But I didn't remember that until you just said this.
Me neither. So like the whole thing with the holster. So yeah. So her backstory is
her exercise class.
Yes, macho.
Man aerobics. Man aerobics.
At night in the gym with guys.
She cokes up, and then she's like yelling at the guy, giving him the finger. I love that guy. He's like, why are we listening to this metal music? Billy Idol. Why are we listening to this metal music? I want Cyndi Lauper.
Metal music.
It was so 80s. And then Richard Ramirez, he was dissing Billy Idol. It's like, come on.
Well, that was total Silence of the Lambs at the end.
Yes, when he was splayed out.
I'm like, I looked at him, I'm like, oh my God, could you rip off from Silence of the Lambs more? But yeah. And her with the bloody feet, that was straight from Constantine with the devil.
Oh, was it?
Well, remember when?
See, I was thinking of that. There's a movie called Rest Stop where she
Yeah.
walks and she's got the bloody feet. It reminded me of that.
Well, it could have been a lot of things. It wasn't also not Carrie. Carrie's the other one. But I thought of Constantine, where the devil comes down, because maybe, she's
Yeah.
a pretty evil character, and where he comes down to pull Constantine's soul, and then he's walking, he's got the blood on the feet, and I can't think of the guy's name. I love that scene of that movie. That's one of my favorite scenes of that whole movie. So that's, where he comes down, he's like, I got you now. Oh no, he sacrifices himself. Damn it. So
yeah,
but, and just thinking back more, it's like, I just love how much they're putting in from other places. The trap, what's that for? I mean, that was so great. Where she
those were right out of Rambo.
Yeah,
they called him out for being. They called Ramirez out for being Rambo, and then, but it's not him that's setting those traps, and those were total Rambo traps.
Yes, that was great.
That was great. When she was in the locker room, it reminded me of The Faculty.
Yes.
Or any other 80s movie. They always had something where the lights went out and they're in the locker room, right. And usually there's somebody looking through a peephole. They didn't have that, but
yes.
They're killing off main characters left and right, though. I mean, people aren't going to be left. Although, Ramirez got resurrected, but what's his name? Chode. The guy called the other guy a chode in this one. Martha goes, I haven't heard that since the 80s. I'm like, that's fantastic.
Why. Yeah, they are. They're they got to whittle some down, because
you know what I'm going to say about that? That comment was pretty boss.
It's bitching.
Bitching.
It's bitching. Yeah, Birdie comes back for one last attempt, and then what was that from?
Oh, when he had to plunge it in, was that Scream?
It might have been Scream. I don't know. It was so.
Didn't they have a scene like that when they were both bleeding, and then he had to push it in? He's like, "You went a little deep, man."
Yeah.
No, I don't know if they were doing Scream or something.
No, because she killed herself. So isn't there it's like, why did she want to be killed? She wasn't.
She was messed up. She wasn't going to survive. She didn't want to be left there and die slowly. She's like, just let's get this over with. But how about him? He's acting like, oh, I'm burned. No. Have you ever gotten you have. You own a restaurant. You burn your finger. It hurts like hell.
Yeah.
And it hurts like hell for a long time.
And he was
the fact that his skin is peeling off, I'm like, dude, you would just be screaming and crying and going, oh my God.
But his hair looked good. Perfect. His hair was perfect. And his clothes were perfect. And he's literally melting, like Chud. He was melting.
Yeah, I was thinking of RoboCop.
Yeah, it was.
But when he was in the oven, that was obviously Hansel and Gretel, but I was also thinking of Freddy in I think it's New Nightmare. Do you remember in New Nightmare when they get put in the oven?
Yes.
Do you remember that? And then they get in there and it's like, ugh. He's the big head in there. Ah.
Yeah, that was a little yeah, exactly. Birdie comes from basically comes from the grave to save him, held in with a soup ladle. The soup ladle prevented him from getting out.
Yes.
And then he's out running around, and he just crawls over Birdie.
And then he runs into Jingles, and Jingles disappears. Now, I can't tell what they were trying to say there. Did Jingles hear her and disappear, and he just kind of closed his eyes and blacked out for a second, or is Jingles magic? The same whatever magic has brought that hitchhiker around.
Yeah.
Could it be the same kind of magic that's playing here?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just he disappeared because he actually felt bad for killing the guy after he figured out that it wasn't him. Because that was after he found out.
He said, "This isn't me."
Yeah.
Or I didn't do this or whatever. Boy, he's got some beard and mustache combo, though.
Yeah, he does.
I'm gonna call it right now, attractive.
Yes.
Chris, I think you should get that beard and mustache.
It's okay. I tried the beard; it didn't work, so I pretty much shut that out. It didn't work. Yeah, but and that scene.
Oh, you did. You had no. You still got this thing going on. Did you go for a full beard?
It was long.
Did you do a were you beard from or one of the guys from ZZ Top?
No, it wasn't that.
Big ol'.
It was a couple inches. It was it was time to go. I can't maintain it. I don't know anything about that. So.
I had a friend, Dave, that had one of those, and he had a long one. He's the guy whose friend was killed by John Wayne Gacy.
Oh wow!
And he had the beard that went like straight down, and he talked like this. My friend was eaten by a clown. This is his beard. My friend was eaten by a clown. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, that's.
Davey we'd watch Pogo play in his front yard. Then one day Davey disappeared. I'm like, oh no! Did you see Gacy's house is up for sale?
Well, the lot. It's not his house.
Right. The house is gone. Yeah, we actually. Did you ever drive by there?
I've been by there before, yeah.
Yeah, so were we. We were there when we saw after the new house was put in, and that new house was just ridiculous. I mean, it didn't look like anything else in the neighborhood. It stuck out like a sore thumb, and you're like, if you're gonna buy that lot,
right,
don't be so obvious.
Well, I mean, the problem with those city lots like that is there's not a whole lot of space, so you put as much house as you can. That's the only way to get any kind of value out of it. So they've done that. Any of those, especially those close collar suburbs of Chicago. Because was that Elmwood? Is that where that was?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, they're all right there. They all have those city standard lots, and the only way to make it work is to do that. They did the same thing in Lincolnwood, Oak Park. Not Oak Park as much because they had bigger lots, but Norwood Park, they all did that same kind of thing. So
right.
Sorry.
Right. So, okay, what else happened in this one? We had the amazing Freddy versus Jason brawl. When Brooke was up in the thing, she's trapped in it, and Jingles and Ramirez. That was a great scene. When Ramirez shows up and he's like, "Oh, dude, you're a legend, but I got to kill you now. I'm next."
Yeah.
That was really great.
Yeah, it was.
And it was totally Freddy versus Jason.
Yes.
And when he pushed the thing and Brooke's just rocking back and forth, and you're like, she's gonna get out.
Yeah.
She's gonna get out. It's so obvious. And then was it Madison and Rita start fighting. My name's not Rita. No, we're calling you Rita.
Yeah.
They start fighting. Yeah. That was awesome.
She had a good. She took a good shot because she had the blood, like the typical blood out of the mouth flying out.
Yes.
She got hit with the club and
when the thing hit her and it went.
Yeah, the blood was flying. I was like, "This is great."
Yeah, that whole thing was fantastic. And Martha was laughing. We're sitting there watching it, and she was like, "Oh my God, why am I watching this show?" I'm like, "Because it's amazing." And then she goes, "Great, now they've got to have a cat fight." Yeah, but they didn't resort to, like, in the 80s, it would have been like one of them would have ripped the other one's shirt off in the cat fight, or they didn't do anything to make it
and they
like
didn't
that.
Do the hair pull. They didn't do the
no. They were fighting.
Yeah, there was.
They were fighting. When Rita picked up that rock, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
She's going to get her head bashed in. Nope. That's what she hit her with that stick. Bam. It was like, that was really fantastic. Mm-hmm. Once again, Jingles, if you watch it, Ramirez takes that. He's got that knife. I don't know what you call that type of knife that's hooked, but he takes that knife and he gets right into Jingles' back and goes down. I mean, that's cutting like your spine. How did he live?
He's got the coat. I don't know. Maybe the coat's magic. I don't know. Maybe he's just so messed up from being in the asylum that it just hasn't affected him yet.
He's got the magic coat.
The magic coat. I mean, imagine, knowing that you didn't do it, going in, getting treatment, being convinced that you did do it, and then coming back, and then probably one of the only few people that was really nice to him.
Right.
Is, turns out to be the person that put you in there, basically. And
yeah. So what's going to happen here? I mean, so she's full on psycho now.
Yes.
And she is definitely, she's embracing it because she said, like, our journey is complete. We've reversed this now.
Right.
So she has embraced this. I'm the killer. Whereas before, I think she was baiting him there so that she could kill him, and it would be like, okay, now the whole story can go to rest, and I can do this fantasy.
Do you think she baited him, or do you think she just did it and that she's working with the nurse?
Oh yeah, I don't think she's working with the nurse. I don't think she baited him. Yeah, I don't think she baited him. I think she truly was trying to do whatever this psycho thing was, but when he showed up, she realized, if I have to kill him, I have to stop this.
Right.
But as soon as she did, it's like, oh, that feels good. When she stabbed Chody, and she's like, ugh, she's like, oh, it feels so good. I'm like, oh boy, she is not coming back from this. And did you notice when she was talking to the rest of the crew, she's standing in front of that car and it's on fire? I'm like, she's in hell.
Yeah,
she's the devil.
Was that Carrie? But that was Carrie, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally.
That was the Carrie scene. I was like, that's what I was thinking about. I couldn't remember where it was. Sorry, but yeah, no, it was good. It was, and of course, she obviously started the car on fire. So.
Oh yeah, she did that. Well, because she's going to kill him.
Well, but are there?
She's going to kill all those people.
Are there any kids actually coming, or is that BS?
I think they are. I think that this story that we're seeing play out is going to be wrapped up because Birdie said they'll be here in a couple hours. I think over the next 2 episodes.
How does Birdie know that unless Margaret just told her, like, oh, kids are coming?
Oh, true.
Margaret could have just made the whole thing.
I think Margaret really was having kids there. I don't think she set any of this up other than when the opportunity arose and she could set up Jingles one last time, but be done with it. Right. I think she was really being done with it, but then she realized, oh, I have bloodlust. This feels really good.
Right.
But now she's going to have to contend with Ramirez.
Yeah, but isn't Ramirez kind of on her side?
Maybe.
Remember the scene where they met? It was that two
maybe, but if he figures out that she is the one that did the murders, not Jingles, she's the alpha, and he'll have to kill her because he's like, it's my turn, and he's fully possessed at this point.
Yes.
He may not be the same character. He may not come back and be the character we saw because he has died and resurrected. Even his eye was back in.
Yeah, he had
that thing spiked through his head, right through his eye.
Right.
And he was fine. So I have a feeling he may not be even the Ramirez we saw. He may be more ruthless. He might be the devil incarnate, just doing his thing. I don't know.
The Richard Ramirez that he turned into, as opposed to the not wishy-washy one, but the kind of
the one who couldn't kill Brooke.
Right.
But then there's a good chance that it's going to turn out Brooke is the big bad. Who you think is the final girl is the big bad.
Yeah. That might be the good one. That would be a great twist.
But then again, this is episode 4?
Right.
We got a long way to go, man.
We do. I thought it seemed like they were going to wrap it up in a couple, but obviously they're not.
Plus with them killing everybody off, they're killing them off so fast. It's like, what are they going to do? Are they going to do another Roanoke and they're going to have them go to back to their real life? And it's going to flash forward to 2019.
Who's still alive? Xavier, Montana, Brooke, Rita. Chet's still alive, right?
Barely.
I mean.
Okay, well, there's 4, and then you've got Margaret. You got 5, and then Richard Ramirez.
And Mr. Jingles, right?
Yeah. So 6 people. Yeah, but you can't go 4 episodes and not have at least one die. As you whittle it down, you've got 3 bad guys running around. You're gonna,
and then we think there might be 4. So
yeah,
I don't know.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I think that and who we haven't seen is that hitchhiker. He's out there. The dude that appeared and disappeared. And what was that with him in this loop? Is he going to come back? Are the others going to get stuck in this loop? Are they going to have this I know I killed you? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Is this Hotel? Can't get away from it? I don't know.
Oh, that could be. Everybody's trapped there. Although, if they're all trapped there, wouldn't all those girls that Margaret killed, wouldn't they pop up?
They could. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Who knows? I think there were, I like the payoff with kind of Brooke's backstory. I like the payoff with Margaret's kind of backstory. That now that we confirmed that she's evil, like we thought she was going to be, and that Jingles has kind of been justified a little bit, even though he killed a bunch of dudes coming back. So
yeah, he's definitely not a good guy.
He's not a good guy, but I mean, I could understand him being,
No, he has to die too. He's another one that has to die. So, you got anything else for this one?
No, I can see, like, my wife does not particularly like this season. She thinks it's frivolous and not very scary nor very good.
No, I don't think it's very scary, but I'm having a blast with it.
No, I like it just because of all the Easter eggs are dropping. I mean, and how it is over the top bad 80s horror.
I mean, if you think about it, Freak Show wasn't necessarily scary either.
No, but Freak Show was freaky. Freak Show was very strange. This isn't strange. This is the homage
80s,
to all those 80s.
Yeah, 80s horror movies, yeah.
Well, 90s, I mean, they're all over the place.
Where's Deadly Friend in this one? I want somebody that's going to, like, their skin comes off and they're a robot underneath.
Or Videodrome. That would be better.
Yeah, sure.
But, I mean, this whole thing with Xavier, that I thought that was like a Chud kind of nod with some other stuff. I mean, you could totally see his hand was like a bad glove. That was the best part. It was like,
very obvious.
It was very
There's
obvious.
regular skin underneath that glove.
Right. It was like, that's okay. I'll give it to you just because.
Well, I'm anxious to see what happens in this next one. The next one, Red Dawn. Wolverines.
Is it supposed to be Red Dawn in the next one?
Yeah, the next one's called Red Dawn. So we'll see that one tomorrow, and then Thursday we'll be back to talk about it, and we'll be right here on Get Vocal. Hopefully we'll get this figured out so that it actually streams on our Facebook page, which is what it's supposed to be doing.
Did you look or not? I didn't look.
It shows the link. I think it's got this stream on my personal page, but it doesn't have it on Disturbed. Yeah, it's showing us live on my page. But if you go to Disturbed, it just sits there. So I don't know. There's some setting wrong or something's not working. I'll figure it out. Hey, before we go, I got a couple of things. We definitely have some sponsors I'd like to share with you. Number one, if you shop at Amazon, which most of us do, go to the link amazon.smgpods.com. That will take you to Amazon, but it's through our portal. Same prices, same deals, everything's the same, but everything you spend on that visit, we get a tiny commission for, which is awesome. It doesn't add up to, or it's not really a lot, but over time it can really add up. So please, if you're going to shop on Amazon, especially going into the holidays, especially if you're like, dude, I'm getting all jazzed up for these 80s movies, before you go in and you buy your 80s movies, they have the entire, if you go to Amazon, I think it's on Amazon right now, you can get all the Friday the 13th movies, the first 11, I think it is, or maybe first 10, because it doesn't have Freddy versus Jason and it doesn't have the reboot, but you can get all the rest up through X for like $20. It's awesome. Yeah. So if you're going to do that, use that link as amazon.smgpods.com. What was that, Chris?
I didn't hear if you mentioned it or not that it doesn't cost you guys as a shopper any more money. It just gives a little bit of percentage of the sale to SMG Pod,
Yeah, it goes to help paying for the shows.
Yeah.
Because, all this stuff costs money, and that's what we really need is some support, especially as we're entering this new age with our company. We've got some big things on the horizon. The next thing is, and I will have details on this, but I'm going to let you know, we just picked up a new sponsor, Hunt-A-Killer.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, man. They're sponsoring Disturbed. I will have links. I will have the details. I will have those for us on Thursday. Just know if you're like, ooh, I wanted to do that, don't do it until I have the details. Do it on Thursday, and I'll definitely share it with you because that is so freaking cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there you go. And I think that's it, man. I think that's it. Did you want to give your social media one more time?
Yeah, no, I'll give my social media one more time, and you know what? I know Rob was talking about it. I know we do, but I really appreciate you guys chiming in and doing stuff. And please let us know if we're not doing what we should, because we just like
We take it
anybody
to
else,
heart.
we
That's
make
for
mistakes,
sure.
we take it to heart. We want to fix it, and we will be back on the 17th. Riding out these last couple shows, because I mean, you and I have talked about it. We really, really, really like doing this show. We love watching it show. We've been on it. What, this is our 5th year or 6th year? Our
Fifth.
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 This is our 5th season doing this. I mean, we've really enjoyed it. We really like it. And so we're happy to be able to share with you, and hopefully we can get the logistics of this worked out so we can be a little bit more interactive with you guys. And be a little bit more consistent. So
yeah, we got to get this. We got to get this streaming thing down right, because this is awesome. On our other show we just did, we had people that were writing to us during the show. It was great. I love that. So we got to get it so that this show has that same type of activity. We have a lot more listeners on this show than we do on that. It's just people don't know we're here, and they can't see it because these links aren't working. So we'll get it there. Those of you listening know that we stream it live. It'll be on the Disturbed page on Facebook. We're trying to get it on our Periscope, but no guarantees. We're still just getting it here is going to be a big thing. And I also stream it at Southgate Media Group on Facebook. So you can see it there. You can see the video after the fact, but it's not as much fun. If we're doing it live, why not jump on and talk to us? So we'll be back on Thursday at 8 Central Time with episode 5 of American Horror Story. Is that it, Chris?
That's it. See you guys in a couple days.
All right. Hold on. I actually have outro music. Everybody, back to your cabins. I'll also have a mixer set up so we can have our music sounding even cooler. Yeah, usually we talk over all this.
Blah, 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 blah.
That's it. Back to your campers or cabins or tents or whatever the hell. It's summer camp. Get out of here.
Get off of my lawn.